Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, I need a vacation. I am just ready to relax and chill and frankly do nothing because that sounds really, really nice. I feel like I can really relate to the subject matter in today's figure. We are making a chubby little panda lady. Pandas. Today we're making a panda who is going to be sunbathing on the beach, and she doesn't even care that the tide is coming in because she is sleeping. So if you want to see how this figure turns out, keep watching and let's go clay. Okay, to start I'm going to use some beige clay and some blue and white translucent clay that I mixed together but didn't quite fully mix it. And I'm just taking my beige clay and I am rolling it out, and I'm going to just cut it into the circle like I do with all of my palm tops, cleaning up. And then I'm going to do the same with the blue, but I'm trying to line up exactly where I want the blue to be because I really like some of the coloration in some parts better. So I'm just kind of cutting out where I want to have that water coming up to, and I'm just laying that down and cutting the circle and then tracing out what needs to be cut off so everything fits together nice and smooth. I'm just going to cut it again to kind of make sure everything is uniform, and I am really liking it. So now I'm just going to go through and smooth down all of the edges. Alright, now that the edges are smooth, I'm just going to take my chisel tip silicone tool and press in the bottom to make everything a little bit more rounded and not so flat. And just smoothing around one more time. This beige clay is having kind of a hard time. Then I'm going to take my trusty little toothbrush that is dirty. I'm going to clean it up, and I'm just going to very lightly texture the beige to make it have more of a sand-like consistency. Now to start on the water. I'm just taking a larger ball tool and kind of manipulating the clay to kind of like pull it and push it and have it kind of coming up onto the sand. And then I'm going to draw a little line that's supposed to be kind of like a wave. And I'm just smoothing everything down because you need it to be a little bit more, you don't want it harsh. This is nice water. And I'm taking a snake of clay and I'm just going to pinch it to where it's almost kind of like a triangle. I'm going to lay it along the sides because my intention is to make a wave. And it doesn't work. I'm letting you know that right now. It does not work. But I am trying because I have this image in my head and I have to just see it through. And I'm like, okay, maybe if I do a second one, it'll look better because, you know, like right now it looks more like a ruffle on a dress than a wave. But I keep doing it. I do the same step for the second wave, in quotes. I just smooth down the bottom and kind of texture the top so that way it's not too smooth, so it looks more like breaking water. And I am just messing with it and trying to keep fixing it until I see something that I am happy with. But I'm not really seeing anything I'm happy with. So I decide that I'm going to push the wave down into the whole water, so it's more of just like a bump of the blue clay, and I'm going to smooth everything down because that ended up actually looking much better. Just making sure to keep the shape of the base as I go, pulling more water up onto the beach itself, and I am actually really, really happy with it. So I'm going to take some pearl powders, and I forgot to clean my brush. So clean your brush, people, or use different brushes. And I'm just taking some blue and white pearl powders to kind of accent pieces on the water just to make them pop and make them be a little bit more shiny, as if the sun was reflecting off of them. Now, and of course, I get glitter. When was the last time I worked with glitter? I have no idea. But I got glitter in my water. So I get rid of that. I put up my pearl powders, re-clean up the bottom, and I am now Going to just keep cleaning things up. And now here we are. We are going to start working on the towel that our little panda lady is going to be sleeping on. I rolled this reddish purple clay out to be pretty thin, and I'm just cutting it to the size that I need it to be. Now I'm just gonna add, nope, no texture yet. I'm gonna add some details into the towel. It doesn't have to be too detailed because the panda is going to be laying on the towel, so you won't see most of it, but I just wanted to have a little something so it wasn't just a plain looking towel. So I'm just taking some light blue, adding some little triangle points, and then some pink. Those are going to be kind of like little polka dots. All right, now that that's done, I'm going to take my toothbrush and I'm going to texture the crud out of this thing. You want to put lots of pressure, and you want to keep pushing on it so that way you get that fabric-like material. You know, with the sand, you pressed fairly lightly, but when you want to get a carpet or towel-like texture, you want to really press on it hard and get a little bit aggressive. Now we are starting on the main centerpiece, the panda. I am starting with a teardrop-like shape for the body, and I am rolling out a head. And I'm going to take the body and I'm going to cut off the bottom and the top, and I'm going to make a black teardrop shape that is roughly, well, supposed to be roughly the same size. And I'm going to cut off the same top and bottom, and I'm going to add them to the white to have that more panda-like body because it's a panda. And I think I realized, yes, the head is too small. And so I go ahead and make that bigger. A good rule of thumb when making chibis is you want your head to be about the same size as the body. That's at least the way that I go, and it really helps me with making sure that the proportions look right. Otherwise, it can look a little bit off. Now, that's for chibis, obviously not realistic. All right, so I've added some legs, and now I'm going to work on the arms. I'm just gonna roll a snake of clay, and I'm gonna cut those arms at a pretty sharp angle because the arms are gonna be reaching up because she's going to be sleeping and her arms are going to be upstretched high. And cutting at the angle allows them to lay up much better without needing some more manipulation. And I'm just going to blend them in. Cleaning up, of course, as I go, making sure they are all put together, reshaping the head and adding it on. And for the ears, I'm just going to roll out a little snake of clay, and I'm going to, not a thick snake, more like a ball. And I'm just going to cut that in half and place the ears kind of on the back of the head. And I'm going to lay her down on the towel. She is definitely passed out, and I am really happy with how all of this is looking. Okay, now we're gonna get started on her itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. I think today's the first day she's ever worn it, but I'm not too sure. So we're just going to cut out a little triangle for her little swim bottoms, and we're gonna give her a little bit of a booty because she needs a booty. And I'm going to lay the swimsuit over said booty, and I'm just going to press it in and make sure that everything is shaped out the right way. And I'm going to roll out 2 small snakes of clay. Those are going to be the straps that are going to be going towards the front of her body for the front half of her bikini, which we will not be making. All right, now I am going to just add a little panda tail, just a little black tail right over the swimsuit. Okay, now we are going to be working on the front half of, or the top half of her bikini. So I'm going to just cut out some small triangles. Those are going to be the little bikini tops, and I'm going to just place them on her front in roughly the position that they should be in. And I'm going to put her back on her towel, and I'm going to roll out some really thin snakes of clay, and those are going to be these straps that are loose. Because when you sunbathe, you don't want any lines on your back, of course. So of course she undid her swimsuit. I'm just placing those where I want them and kind of manipulating them to where they look like they actually fell naturally, not just a stick straight line, because that's not how it works. And I am just adding some more straps up towards the top. Those would be the straps that would be going around her neck if she had it tied the way it was supposed to be. And I am struggling with this one. It's a weird angle for some reason. I can't get it. I don't know what. There we go. I got it. Okay, now I'm going to add some blue little polka dots to her bikini. And so I'm just going to roll out a snake of clay, and I'm going to just cut a bunch of little polka dots and press them on with my silicone tool. Pressing them on as I go, just to get everything blended, and I'm just going to add some polka dots over her entire swimsuit. Okay, now that her swimsuit is done, we're going to start working on her accessories that she brought with her to her day at the beach. We are starting with a little bag that she's going to have. I'm going to take my ball tool and make the inside of the bag by just poking it around and kind of moving the clay around. I am just adding a little bit of texture because I was thinking it was kind of like a straw bag, like kind of like a picnic basket type of thing. I'm going to lay it out and make sure, add a little bit more texture. I'm going to take a lighter brown clay, and those are going to be the handles. So I'm just rolling out a thin snake, and It's me again. So I ran out of memory on my phone while I was filming because, you know. And so I was just really into making the bag, and I just wasn't looking at my phone and realized I had run out of memory. Oops. Anyway, not too much had gone by. I just finished up the bag. I made her some little bamboo stalks for a snack, and I started working on her sunglasses that are going to be also spilled out of her bag. So let's continue. And we're back. So I made a purse or her bag, the bamboo stalks, and I started on these sunglasses. To finish up the sunglasses, I'm just taking some small little balls of black clay and placing them into the white base that I made to be the lenses. And I felt that it needed a little bit something else, so I added just some snakes to the back to give them more of that normal, actual sunglasses feel. And I felt like she needed one more thing having fallen out of her bag, and so I am making her a bottle of sunscreen, which is very important. Wear your sunscreen, people. So it is just a blue tube with some white cap, and I'm taking a yellow snake of clay and turning it into an S for sunscreen. And I wanted it open, so I just cut a little bit of it open, and then I poked a little hole into it and placed a black dot of clay into the thing, or the cap. Okay, anyway, so now I'm going to glaze. I am just taking my Fimo glaze, which I love so much, glazing the water, and I'm going to coat it twice. Here is the finished piece. I really love all the little details. Here's your little panda butt. I'm probably the most happy with how the water ended up coming out. I had an idea of one way it was gonna work, and it didn't quite work out, but the mistake ended up actually looking really cool. I'm really happy with it. Probably will never be able to recreate it. That's it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every week. And comment below where your dream vacation would be. Mine would definitely be in Japan. And so I think that is all I have for today. So with that said, thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. I appreciate it so, so much. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!